Hello, I'm Trudy Haynes, and this is Good Day, Good Health. In today's world, as you know, we look to pharmaceutical drugs to heal our aches and pains. However, there are many natural ways to heal our bodies and remain pain-free. And today, we're very fortunate to have reflexologist Judy Dobbs here to discuss some of the natural remedies to living a pain-free and healthy life. And I am so glad you're here because I need you, baby.
Okay.
I need you, too. In other words, you're going to fool with my feet and tell me what's wrong with my body.
Yes, yes.
Is that what a reflexologist does?
Yes, and they use a technique where it's pressure, a compression into the reflexes through the skin. It's not a massage. This is different than a foot or a hand massage. And there is a map, we believe there's a map of the body on the hands and on the feet that corresponds to all of the different body parts. As
Sort of
you
like
can see on this, yes.
Oh, gosh, is that much going on in our foot?
Absolutely. I look at feet completely different than most people do.
I guess so.
So by working on the feet and the hands, I give a jump start to the person. So it improves circulation from the tip of your toes to the top of your head to the tips of your fingers.
Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but a lot of people have tired feet, aching feet. And why? Just because we're flat-footed or what?
Well, your feet tell about the body. A lot of people come to me where they have a certain part of their foot that has been aching for a long time, and I can press on that area and say, oh, do you drink half your body weight in ounces a day? Or are you eating too much sugar? Or do you have a pain in your shoulder and it actually corresponds to another area of the foot? Or some people who have headaches, another part of the foot will hurt, and by pressing on these reflexes, it sends circulation through the veins, the nerves, and the fascia in the body.
You said the one secret word, circulation.
That's right.
Now, a lot of people I know come home, kick off the shoes, men and women, and
That's right.
That's the release of the pressure or what?
Yes, and now the feet can breathe too because they're restricted in shoes all the time. And walking around in bare feet is very good. That's also good. Or walking.
And they told us we had to put on shoes. So go ahead.
And there's different countries where they'll have like different pebbles in different places so that you walk on different shapes in that, and it gives more massage into the feet. Now, there are sandals that have these little nubbies that stick up, and you don't want to wear them for more than an hour at a time, but that also improves circulation through the body.
I have to ask you something, Judy. Who has the best feet in the country, in the world?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I work on them regularly.
Are there people, other countries that have better feet than we do in America?
Yes, perhaps.
Okay. How did you come about this?
Well, in 1973, I had a slip and fall in a large department store here in Philadelphia. And
You did sue them. I'm just
yes,
teasing.
yes, we did. Because I needed medical attention. And for that whole week, I could not walk. And by the end of the week, I realized, oh, this is paralysis. So I called up my mother and said, what am I going to do? Because I had been going to a doctor of osteopathic medicine. I had been to pain clinics. Nothing was helping me. And she suggested to try reflexology. And there was May Post, who lived up in the Northeast in the Yellow Pages. I called her up. And she said, oh, my dear, I'm leaving this afternoon to teach for 2 weeks, and I don't have any appointments available. And I started to cry. I mean, I hadn't been able to walk all week, and I told her what happened. And here she had an appointment available that afternoon, last
And the end
minute.
result was?
Carried into my first appointment, and she found a spot on the reflex for my low back and pressed on it, and there was a pop in my low back, and I walked out.
That sounds like a miracle. We'll be right back, and Judy's going to show you some of those techniques.
When I do a reflexology session, I look at the feet completely different than most people do. The big toe is like the thumb. The bulbous part of the thumb and the big toe is for half of the cranial cavity. The thumb stem and the toe stem, large toe stem, is for half of the neck. Each of the toes corresponds to each of the fingers, and that's for each of the zones of the head and the neck. So if somebody has a headache over in their temple area, you would work on your ring finger or on the fourth toe. Then the chest cavity would be where the bones are in the metatarsal area. So all of the glands and organs that are in the chest and in the back are where the bones are in the feet. And then this area of the foot is soft, just like the abdominal cavity is soft with all of our glands and organs in there. Then when you sit down, your hip is to the side, just like the heel area. So this is for all of the hip area. And the low back, which is the middle of the buttocks to the spine, is on the inside of each foot. Now the spinal reflexes come right up the center of the foot, and when you put both of the feet together, you have the whole body. So it's just really amazing being able to find where points are that hurt in the body. You don't have to diagnose or anything. You just tell your reflexologist where it hurts in your body, and then you can have them work to improve the circulation to that area. Now, it's very important for a reflexologist to go from foot to foot, because if you have a stiff neck, you want someone to relax half of the neck, and then you would want them to go to the other foot and relax the other half of the neck. You don't want them to wait 10 or 15 or 20 minutes later to go do that. Same way with the chest. If someone has breathing issues, you don't want to just do one lung area. You want to do both sides so that both sides are balanced. By going back and forth, system by system, it helps the body to achieve its own homeostasis or balance. So a good reflexologist can tell if you drink enough water. Remember, we need half of our body weight in ounces of water a day. And there is a point on the foot for drinking enough water in the past few days and the past 2 weeks that can tell them if you're dehydrated or not. And we can tell if you eat too much sugar, if you eat often enough. It's really amazing how we can see into the body from just what the person tells us when we work on the feet. So you can see that this is not a foot massage. This is compression on the feet. And by pressing through the skin and through the fascia, it's sending the signal up into the body for the fascia to just relax. And when the fascia can relax, then we get better blood and nerve supply everywhere. So it's important to be going back and forth from foot to foot to keep the body balanced. People with headaches, you can work on the big toe area or on your thumb by pressing on the inside of your thumb where the two fingers meet. Press deeply in there, and then you can squeeze and twirl. So that would be like relaxing all these muscles down this way. See, everything is miniaturized. And then by squeezing down into the webbing, top and bottom, to where the bone stops you, then that helps to improve circulation. If you do one side, remember, we always need to do the other half. And we squeeze and twirl all the way down. And then when we get to the webbing, we take baby bites, don't gallop through, and you'll find some tender points. And that means that there's some blockage in the body, but we're improving circulation everywhere. And you get stopped by the bones. That can improve circulation on the head, in the neck, and down the back area, and help to balance everything. Now, people with low back issues, a lot of times it'll be the inside of the heels, and it can also come from the outside of the heels for the hip, because the muscles go all the way across. Well, I hope that helped you to understand better about what reflexology really is.